Welcome to Firenze, Italy, the birthplace of the Renaissance. Join us as we wander through these beautiful Italian streets, taking in all the sights, and of course doing our absolute favorite activity, enjoying all the delicious food. Stick around for some tips and some tricks to hopefully make your trip to Firenze one to remember. Coming into the Florence airport is super easy. Keep in mind that there is not Uber service here, so you cannot just call an Uber when you get to the airport. We just followed the signs out to the baggage claim. Once we got to the baggage claim area, you saw the sign where it said taxis. As soon as you exit, you're gonna hang a right, and the taxis, you'll see a line of them down there waiting. We just asked the taxi driver, we showed him the address we were going to, and he gave us a set price, and it was super easy. So we just stopped, had macchiato, cappuccino, had some delicious pastries at a place called Ingegno Massari. I think I said that right. I'll put the name here down on the screen. Now, this place is one of those places where the pastries look really fancy, and in our experience, sometimes fancy doesn't equate to delicious. This is not one of those places. It was very, very good. We really enjoyed it. Highly recommended. We just had pastries and cappuccinos. I think you are starting to see a bit of a trend here while we were in Firenze, but this little pastry and coffee shop absolutely reminded me of something out of a storybook. It was just magical. Just the decorations, it looked a little bit older. They had big glass chandeliers. It was absolutely beautiful. Definitely worth a stop if you come to Florence.
Ciao, uno vino rosso e vino rosé, por favor. Grazie.
So we just stopped by one of the many wine windows that are located here in Firenze. And there is a map. That's how we found this one. There's a map online, and I'll put a link to the map that we use down in the description of the video. So these wine windows were used a little bit before the bubonic plague happened, but they really ramped up, became really important during the bubonic plague. It was a way for the bartender essentially to stay safe from all the germs and stuff outside. So people would walk up, order their wine, be passed through the window, and we just had COVID, so they became really popular again during COVID, and they're still using them today, so it's pretty cool. Salute. I mean, who doesn't love getting wine passed through a window and a wall?
Also, who doesn't love just standing on the street drinking wine?
I love it. The oldest bridge crossing the Arno River here in Florence, or Firenze, is the Ponte Vecchio. It's been used for many different things throughout history. It's been destroyed many times by floods and rebuilt. Today it houses a bunch of jewelry stores, watches, jewelry, all kinds of things. It's also an incredible place to catch a sunset over the Arno River.
So one of the things that is very famous in this area are these incredible sandwiches that are made on Schiacciata bread. That is not focaccia. It's a little thinner, a little crispier. And we went to, I'm probably going to butcher this, Maledetti Toscani to get our sandwich. which while we were ordering, I did not hear hardly any English being spoken in there. So I think a lot of the locals go there. It's not quite as touristy as some of the other spots. We have some shaved meat, some prosciutto, some salami on there. There's some ensalada, some salad, some big old hunks of cheese in there. And this is just like the thinnest, crispiest bread. It's so amazing. One of my favorite. And it was only €5. Jason's gonna make me share this though.
So probably the most famous sandwich shop here in Florence is All'Antico Vinaio. I think I got that right. I'll put the name down here on the screen. And they also make the sandwiches out of the Schiacciata bread. They are very good. Melissa and I had one a few days ago. It was very good. But we have been to several other smaller sandwich shops, a little lesser known, just like the one we just went to, and they were equally as good. I think the bread was even a little bit better. It was, I don't know, tasted maybe a little fresher. I don't know. I am definitely not knocking that other sandwich shop. It was very, very good. If you go there, you will not be disappointed. But you can get just as good a sandwich as some of these other smaller shops for about half the price. And I will put the ones that we did go to down in the description if you want to check any of them out on your trip to Firenze. So Florence is an extremely walkable city. If you stay anywhere near the center of town, pretty much everything you want to see, do, restaurants you want to go to are going to be around 15-20 minute walk. Because Florence is a much larger city, it has the full range of all the transportation options. There's trains, there's buses, there's taxis. Just keep in mind again that there is no Uber. But it is an extremely walkable city, so if you're able to do so, get out there. There's lots to see walking around. So we just stopped at an artisanal gelateria so that I could grab an affogato. Now an affogato is a shot of the hot espresso right over the top of some gelato, and it looks fantastic. I'm a gelato freak and an espresso freak, so this is the perfect dessert for me. Absolutely love it.
So as some of you may know, not all gelato is created equal. You want to look for the stuff that's down in the silver canisters. It might even have a lid on top of it and you can't see it at all. Usually that's the stuff that's artisanal. There's no artificial colors or flavors that are added to that stuff. So maybe steer clear of the stuff that's piled high and has a bunch of candy or syrups or fruit on top of it. I'm sure it tastes delicious, but it's not true artisanal gelato.
Here at Mercato di Sant'Ambrogio to try something called Panna al Pomodoro, which is a bread soup. And we are at Trattoria del Rocco because I heard that they have an excellent one. So this bread soup is made with day-old bread. It's a tomato base. It has basil, it has spices, has lots of garlic, served with bread. Of course we got some Chianti. I mean, we're in the Tuscan region, so we had to get some wine. But we are going to give this a try. I am going to skip the bread for just a second. You can see it's got a thick consistency. Looks phenomenal. Let's give this a try. That is so good. So it's really creamy. It's soft because it's made with all that day-old bread. And then you just kind of get that punch of all the tomatoes and the garlic and the basil and spices. It's so good. So as I mentioned before, there is no Uber service here in Florence. So that also means that there is no Uber Eats. So if you're going to want to stay in, possibly order something, have it brought to your Airbnb or your hotel, you're going to need to download one of the local delivery apps. One of them is called Glovo, and the other one is called Deliveroo, and I will put the names right down here on the screen for you. I had a recommendation from a college friend. Thank you for recommending this restaurant. We came to La Bucetta, and I hear that they have a fantastic pasta dish that has fresh shaved black truffle all over the top of it, and it's done inside of a giant pecorino cheese wheel. Yes, please. I think we're going to give that a try. We just finished up our lunch at La Buchetta, and I'm not gonna lie, if you have never been punched right square in the face by fresh black Italian truffle, I highly recommend it. This is a restaurant you should really stop by. The wait staff was wonderful. The food was absolutely incredible. Come check it out. So we are at a pizza place that is near our Airbnb. This is the second time we've been here. I will leave the name down on the screen. I just wanted to show you, I got my pizza, and then Melissa got her pizza. Here's my pizza. And then there's Melissa's pizza in the shape of a heart.
You go, Mr. Pizza Man, go take your girl. Better watch out.
So for lunch here in Florence, you typically don't need a reservation. You can get in. You might have a little bit of a wait. But for dinner, if you're going to go to some of these little trattorias that are around town, some of the little mom and pop owned places that only have a few tables, you're definitely going to want to make dinner reservations if you want to get in that night. So make sure that you make some reservations if you're going to dinner.
All right, we've been here for a few days now, and I can say it properly. Schiacciata. This is an amazing sandwich. We stopped at a little local place. This one has got boar prosciutto, some pecorino cheese, and caramelized onion spread. And I even have a Chianti that had a splash of orange soda in it. It's actually kind of good. I wasn't sure about this one, but cheers, here's to lunch.
Oh man, the crunch from that schiacciata. We have had several of these sandwiches throughout Florence. This one is hands down my favorite one. Absolutely delicious. You gotta check it out. I'm not so sure I'm gonna hand the sandwich back to Melissa. When you come to Florence, there's going to be a few things you're definitely going to want to do. One of them is you're going to want to see the David statue, the original, by Michelangelo at the Accademia Art Gallery. You're also going to want to come to the Duomo. Now, I have a couple of tricks here for you. One, you're going to want to get your tickets online. The lines get incredibly long to try to get tickets. So I will leave a link to get tickets to see Michelangelo's David and to get up into the Duomo or the tower down below in the description. Another tip I have, in order to avoid some of the lines coming in to see the statue of David, is to get your tickets for entry first thing in the morning. That way you can get in before all of the crowds are around. You can get up closer, get a little bit better pictures. Also, instead of going up into the top of the Duomo, go up into the top of the bell tower, which is across from the Duomo, because the Duomo is kind of the star of the show. So when you go up to the top of the bell tower, you get an incredible view of the city, but you also get a view of the city with the Duomo in the background. So we are at Le Toscani-Another, came by, highly recommended by some other YouTube buddies of ours, Gordon and Imada with Ways of the World. I am so excited to try this. They said it was the best steak they have ever had in their lives, and from the looks of things so far, I think they're gonna be right. I'm so excited. Slide now.
He's still alive.
It's okay?
Perfect. So one of the owners, the chefs, just brought us a small snack before we get our Florentine steak. He brought us some mortadella that has shaved truffle in it. I mean, come on. I love mortadella already. So you put truffle in it? Man, I am in heaven.
Here comes the mushrooms.
And the mushrooms.
Thank you.
Bon appetit.
Grazie.
Beautiful.
Hope it's good too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
If not, we'll just order the fish. It's so good. That's probably one of the best steaks I've ever had. That's so good. I'm happy.
So before anybody judges this about what they're about to see, the chef and co-owner himself came out, told us that we must do this, brought us these little wet naps to clean up after. I just wanted to preface this before you see what you're about to see, that the chef and co-owner said, you must do this. So here it is.
I'm not sorry. I gave it 100%. I came in hard. I chewed on that bone. I feel satisfied. I came to Florence and I conquered.
So, everything is made in Florence, okay?
Okay.
You have to taste all of them.
Okay, we will do our best.
Sometime I come and drink with you.
Yes, please.
Perfect.
Sometime. Let's-
I was gonna say. We're gonna be turned.
He brought 5 different bottles of grape and 2 shot glasses, and then walked away. Lunch should be like this every day.
Thank you so much for joining us in Firenze, Florence, for my peeps on the other side of the pond. We had an incredible time. We ate all the things. We drank all the things.
Yes, we did.
We definitely packed on some miles walking. This city is incredible. It was so beautiful. I hope that you enjoyed following along with us. And we're going to close out this video with an Aperol Spritz in front of the Duomo.
Stick around for our adventures. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming travel adventures as we work our way through Europe. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you at our next destination.
Salute!